So Hollywood changed dramatically in the 1920s. Most obviously, of course, was the expansion of Hollywood businesses. More and more films were being made, but then also the consolidation of Hollywood around particular movie producers and movie distributors. This meant that there was a lot of sort of monopolizing and control in this one particular place.
These are the years where Hollywood really starts to make an impact on American culture.
Celebrities become something that a lot of Americans are very interested in, and a lot of these celebrities are either movie stars or sports stars.
We're looking at a very, very big and important industry. And this important industry realizes that one of the most attractive of characters to portray on the silver screen is the gangster.
Hollywood definitely glamorizes the gangster, but only to a certain extent. In all of those films, the gangster ends up losing. The problem was that that was not how a lot of Americans saw these films. What they took from it was that they were in fact being glamorized. And a lot of people were very concerned about that, about what it was saying about our youth.
Warner Brothers are turning out 3 gangster films a month. The gangster is portrayed as a Robin Hood character. He's portrayed as a glamorous character. He's portrayed as someone that people really look up to.
Even during his lifetime, we have films like Scarface that pretty much are based on his life. Because in a lot of ways, he provides the archetype for the gangster film.
Give me a break. I never did anything to anybody. I never hurt anybody.
Nah, you get somebody else to do it for you.
Oh. Wait. Don't! Somebody come back!
In the 1920s, a lot of people regarded the gangster as a hero. This is definitely a part of American culture today. I mean, if you think of gangster rap, the way in which the person who sticks it to the man is seen as a hero. Imagine in the 1920s, you can't even go and get a drink. If you want to get a drink, the bootlegger is your hero. He's your savior. This idea is important of its own, in its own right. But what's really more important with the gangster over these times is the fact that he's now portrayed as a way of getting out of ordinary life. A life less ordinary is what the gangster represents. The gangster represents someone who works for himself, someone who's not afraid of authority, someone who does things in his own way. And if that leads to a certain amount of violence, most people consider that to be just part of the American culture as well. The gangster is extraordinarily glamorized. If we look at Hollywood, we have major stars playing gangsters. We have major stars being made by roles as gangsters, perhaps most notably Edward G. Robinson for his portrayal of a figure based loosely on Capone in Little Caesar. These characters are the people that everyone wants to be. Children want to grow up to be someone like Capone. They want to grow up to have the lifestyle of Capone. They want to have his own ability to set his own agenda. They don't want to be told what to do. Women want to be seen with Capone. They like the idea of this slightly dangerous character.
The Roosevelt administration was in some ways picking up from Hoover administration, who was receiving increasing pressure to try and do something with crime. Now, the problem is, of course, that the federal government does not have jurisdiction when it comes to most crimes. Things like murder, things like kidnapping, and various other things, those are the purview of state law enforcement. There were, at that point in time, very few crimes that were under the purview of federal authorities. But as cars became more widely available, as higher power guns were becoming more available, the government was more and more concerned that local state authorities could not deal with them. And in particular, they were worried that local state authorities, local police could be corrupted. And so they start investing more and more money into the Bureau of Investigation, the precursor to the FBI, led by J. Edgar Hoover, and they start pushing for legislation that will expand the list of federal crimes to include a broader range of things, including, for instance, the interstate kidnapping sort of act that emerges after the Lindbergh baby kidnapping. And in tandem with that, we have the development of the Hays Code. Now, the Hays Code is quite interesting because it's not a government code. This isn't something the government sort of sets out. It's actually something that the Hollywood industry puts together out of fear that if they don't actually start censoring their own films, that someone else will.